Welcome to the 8th season of The Vets Unleashed,
where we take a deep dive into your animal queries, heartwarming and hilarious anecdotes, and fascinating perspectives as we dedicate this season entirely to listener mail. I'm Dr. Scott.
And I'm Dr. Mike. This is The Vets Unleashed. and we're already unleashed.
We are. We've stuck with that old, dare I say, tired script. No, I love it. Laura wrote it. Yep. We kept it for years. But we're doing something different this season, so we had to change up our intro.
Since we are taking our cues from listener emails and queries, and we hadn't gotten a lot of them yet, we actually started this first episode off with questions Dr. Scott and I have actually had. These are questions or situations that have actually happened to us. We will admit that we have maybe changed things or obfuscated a little bit to protect the innocent, or combined to protect the innocent and the guilty. But if you have questions, please feel free to submit them to us at thevetsunleashed.com or via DMs on Instagram or Facebook. So first things first, Scott, we always wait too long to do this. So I moved this up in the order of things, and that is the themed cocktail.
Yes. And full disclosure, this week I am in week 3 of Whole30. So no sugar, no alcohol.
No fun.
Surprisingly, no facial puffiness or under eye bags too.
You look great.
Nonetheless, I won't be partaking.
Wow. Yeah.
Thank you.
You really, so good. I mean, amazing. The best you've looked in 20 years.
Still not good, but it's better.
Not great,
but
better. Yeah.
Not okay. Great.
So this drink is called the Foreign Body. It is
how apropos.
Exactly. So our theme this week is tales from the ER. So these are all emergency related things that have come up with us over the years. And the cocktail is the Foreign Body, something we see a lot in emergency. It is vodka, 1 ounce, dark rum, 1 ounce, half an ounce of blue curacao. Yeah, really good, right?
I can see it.
Yep. Simple syrup, lemon juice, and then a couple of raspberries in there as the Foreign Bodies. Can you see them?
Well, and I can. And just to explain to some of our non-veterinary listeners, foreign body would be a gastric or intestinal foreign body. It's something that they eat or swallow, and then it gets stuck, causes problems.
I have not tried it yet.
How is it?
Let's see how it is. We made this one up, so let's see. That's actually pretty good.
Does it need more sugar? When I just looked at the recipe, it seemed like, but it said lemonade instead of simple syrup. So I thought, well, maybe lemonade is enough. But see, I would have gone with lemon and then a simple syrup.
That's what I did, but I think it needs a little more simple syrup. Full disclosure, you're on Whole30. I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons all day. So we've been having drinks and beers and fighting dragons and rolling dice all day. So it could be a little more unleashed than usual.
Okay.
Just letting you know.
Sounds good.
All right. So let's get to that first question, shall we? Dear Dr. Mike and Dr. Scott, I need your help.
Polite.
It's very polite. I need your help processing the most mortifying experience of my life. Okay. Yesterday, my Labrador, Bo, started vomiting and couldn't keep anything down. I rushed him to the emergency vet where x-rays showed a foreign body in his stomach. They recommended immediate surgery, which I agreed to. Afterward, the vet called me into a room. Bo was doing great, but she was holding a plastic bag containing what was unmistakably a intimate personal device.
Okay.
I don't own one of those, but I guess my roommate does. My roommate wasn't home when this happened, and I had no idea she even owned such a thing. The vet and staff were professional, but I am dying inside. I paid my roommate's portion of the $3,200 bill because I couldn't
Hmm.
bear to explain why. How do I tell her what happened? Do I even tell her? And please tell me this isn't the strangest thing you've seen a dog eat. From Mortified in Minnesota.
I've got my Minnesota shirt on
You
today
do.
even.
It
I've
was
been
like,
trying to wear different vet school shirts,
oh,
and
that's a good
it
one.
matches.
It does.
Well,
Oh,
before we even
wow.
unpack, I
That's a
I have to say, before we even unpack this all, she said Bo was her dog, correct?
yes. Yeah,
My
that's right.
dog?
Her dog
So
Bo.
why would she think that her roommate would ever be responsible for half the bill?
That's
She
a
said, "I
great
paid my
question.
roommates half of the bill."
Well,
That
it's a great question. So, however, what if her roommate knows that the dog eats things and is supposed to keep her door closed and did not? Maybe that's a thing?
that could
It
be,
doesn't sound
but if
like
there
that
wasn't
though.
a prearranged
Yeah,
agreement where the roommate
then
said,
it's
if your dog ever eats anything in my room, I'll pay
yeah.
for half."
In
And
fact,
maybe there is, that could be the case, which is why
yeah. What if it's a really expensive personal massager? Does she need to pay the roommate back for that?
half
If
or
yeah,
take
if
half of that off of the bill that she thinks the roommate should have to pay.
or if your dog chewed up something that was your roommate's, would you not buy them a new one?
Yeah, well, unless you couldn't bring yourself out of shame to go to a store
So
and buy one.
if you don't
I'm
own
not saying you should have shame with that. I'm saying some people do, and this is
right,
someone from Minnesota,
right.
you know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Midwest
maybe
for
these are my
sure.
people, so yes, maybe it's a little harder to walk in and say,
Oh,
"Give me that."
geez. Could you could you find me something for sure?
Oh dear,
Oh,
oh god.
dear. Oh, is there even such a store? I didn't know such a thing existed.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
stick it where? Okay.
professional.
Well, so that's the first thing that I think, dogs are drawn to things like that. Stinky, I'm not saying it's stinky, but it's things that smell like people, socks, underwear, bras, shirts, things like that. So I mean, maybe they had an agreement, I guess. I'll leave the benefit of the doubt. But I would say just maybe I'm not answering the question yet. But as a veterinarian, I have to say that in my mind, if you're the owner of the the animal, the dog or the cat, it's your financial responsibility. And as the vet, do you agree with me here or not? I don't want to be involved. Like if you explain the situation to me and why I think your roommate should pay, I'm not going to get involved in that,
No.
right? I'm there to diagnose what's wrong and save the dog
Yes.
and maybe give you some tips to prevent it from happening again, which might be close your roommate's door or
Yeah.
don't leave them out things out where the dog can get it. But
Right.
am I off base there?
I don't think so. I think that uh, in that on that particular point, I don't think
Mhm.
the roommate is on the hook for anything. In fact, the
Yeah.
roommate might be owed something. Their
Yeah.
property was destroyed by your dog, you know?
Right.
So, um,
Do Are they owed just the value of the property or the value plus the enjoyment that property provided?
like how many weeks does it take to get a replacement?
How do you put a price on a good
You don't.
orgasm?
You can't. And also, that is not the most crazy thing I've seen come out of a dog, probably. I'm not
No.
at all surprised about that. And every vet, like, do not be mortified by this because vets are medical
Yeah.
professionals. We have seen everything come out of dogs. We are not surprised by it. We're not shocked by it. And we're not grossed out by it. We're just there to help, help the animal and then help it not happen in the future.
And I have removed, I mean, this could be probably everyone who's done emergency medicine has removed dildos, personal vibrators, tons of underpants, bras, bra straps that create a linear foreign body. I mean, dogs eat things like that. Yeah. I even had in Portland, I removed a packer, which was a it was
Uh,
a trans man who had a packer,
I don't know what that
to
is.
they wear so to kind of fill the underwear for this, fill the space there.
Got it, got it.
So, it looks
Understood.
like a little
I
it looks yeah, yeah. Anyway,
I
yeah,
learned
and
something
his
today.
boxer ate his packer.
Ugh,
Yeah,
ugh, bummer.
yeah.
Yeah,
So, and they were horribly embarrassed, and I told them, I'm like, "Don't be. Dogs eat things like this. Don't worry about it at all." Yeah, and the one dildo I removed, the woman who, knew what the dog had eaten, she we usually bring things up in a baggie to show 'em what we removed,
yeah,
and, yeah, she said, "No, no, I know what it is. Please just throw it in the trash in the surgery room." So we did.
fair enough. Easy. Yeah. I have not done a
Yeah,
lot of emergency work, but I've, done my share of emergencies. I did have one spay one
sure.
time where I was feeling it was like a little dachshund, right? And I'm feeling the abdomen. I'm like, wow, you're really tense. I can't quite figure out what's going on here. And then, I just figured the dogs was, like, nervous or whatever. And then when I went to do the spay, I'm like, "What the heck is this structure up here?" So I opened the abdomen a little bit more, and the stomach was so distended with something, some foreign body, that it felt like the ribs. So I couldn't tell where the ribs that's how distended it was. So we called the owner in the middle of surgery. I said, "I have to get in this stomach and pull it out." I pulled out of this
Yeah,
small
we're gonna
dachshund
do a gastrotomy.
13 child-sized socks, small socks, 13 of them. Pulled them all
Yeah,
out. Dog was
mhm.
great. It was never vomiting, never anything. And when I brought him to the owner, she goes, "Oh, that's where those went."
Yep.
She just had no idea.
Wow.
So, yeah, so you never know what you're gonna
Yeah, and
find.
that would have been a huge problem. Imagine good for you
Ugh,
to, be in a spay and not thinking at all about in a young dog there being anything else going on. And who knows, maybe just restricting him from food that night before. He went and he's like, "Well, I'm gonna eat socks then."
yeah, who knows how long it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good job.
Yeah, that was a crazy
Well,
one.
one of my favorite stories, Mike, in
Yeah.
the ER,
Oh god.
was I we got a call on the phone and a woman said, the tech was kind of laughing. She said, "I think this woman needs to talk to a doctor." So I answer the phone. I'm like, "How can I help?" And she said, um, "My dog ate my roommate's rabbit." And so naturally, I mean, I'm a compassionate person, right? And I'm like, "Oh, the poor roommate and the poor bunny," right?
Yeah.
So I said, "I'm so sorry for your roommate and her loss." And the woman seemed genuinely perplexed that I would say that. And I thought, my God, a bunny's died here. Why
Yeah.
are we not, feeling a little bit bad for the bunny, first of all? So then I went on to tell her that, this, clearly probably not a situation where we should leave this dog unsupervised with rabbits. And she's like, obviously, and I'm talking, and I said, but dogs have eaten bunnies for hundreds of or thousands of years, right? I don't think this will be an issue for your dog. And there was a long pause, and then she said, "Aren't you concerned about the batteries?" And that's when I learned that there is actually a personal massager called the Rabbit. And I did a gastrotomy and enterotomy on that dog to remove batteries, shards of like metal pieces and the plastic, including I you can see why they call it the rabbit when you
Yeah.
finally see one. But I had no idea. So
I could just
so
see the
that happened. That
disconnect
was in
there.
Portland.
Oh my god. The poor bunny.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I'm like
Okay.
and in my mind I'm thinking it was like a mechanical Easter bunny or something
Yeah,
with
right.
batteries. Why wouldn't you tell me that? You
Right,
know?
right, right, right.
Yeah.
Were you mortified after, or did you just like, "Oh, well," shrug it off?
I was pretty embarrassed. I was pretty
Okay,
embarrassed.
yeah.
But, at the end of the day, this dog had a foreign body, much like you do in your hand now. And
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
um,
yeah.
that's a cocktail joke.
It's
Yeah, yeah.
yep, right here.
This may be our first episode that actually is that actually earns the, explicit podcast theme.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would say, kind of summing that one up is, yeah, you're on the hook for that. Uh that bill. Don't ask your roommate to pay, but let your roommate know what happened so it doesn't happen again in the future. And don't be embarrassed.
So she doesn't think you stole it, right? Like
or
like,
or
wouldn't you
just
you'd
don't
be
bring it
like,
up.
you get
Yeah, if you
home and the
don't ever
dog's
say
had
anything.
surgery.
What did I have surgery for? Nothing. Don't worry about
Yeah,
it. Don't worry about it. Just move.
nothing. Don't worry about it. Nothing
Just
happened.
don't say
Yeah.
anything. Just move out. You come home, there's a note saying I couldn't take it
This is
anymore.
why
I
we're
moved
not
out.
psychiatrists. Yeah.
uh,
This is why we're
but
veterinarians.
this is honestly so for you listeners, this is what happens with veterinarians behind. If you're wondering what the vets say behind the scenes, this is it. This is it right here.
Yep.
But we honestly do not judge you and we don't care. We just want the best outcome for the animal.
No. Yep. Oh, I mean, yes. Yes.
Yes and no.
We do want the best outcome. And
Best
no,
outcome. We
we
don't
don't judge you.
judge. Yeah.
No and yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfectly. Perfectly.
Exactly.
All right. Let's take a quick break. And when we come back, I think we'll have another question for the Vets Unleashed. Hi, this is Dr. Mike, the Bowtie Vet Guy. Thanks for tuning in to the Vets Unleashed. If you want to find out more about us or our guests or to leave an amazing review, head on over to thevetsunleashed.com or find us on Instagram or Facebook at The Vets Unleashed. There you'll find information on the podcast, how to be a guest, and our lecture series and speaking availability. Now let's get back to the show. And we are back with the Vets Unleashed, answering all your questions, your emailed questions, and questions we have made up that we have actually been asked
From real
many
scenarios.
times. Yeah, from actual real scenarios. Or some of these for this season, if you haven't sent them in, these are actual questions people have emailed to me or asked to me. And again, we have changed all the
Yeah.
names to protect the innocent.
All right. Dear Vets Unleashed, I hosted a small get together last night, and this morning found my 2-year-old corgi, Waffles, acting extremely strange. He can barely walk, is dribbling urine. Okay, I'm already there.
I know,
got my
I know what it is.
diagnosis. And his eyes look like he couldn't focus on anything. I thought he was dying. I took him
Yeah.
to the emergency clinic where the vet
Mm.
took one look at him and asked if he had access to, Mike?
Marijuana.
You got it. Access to marijuana. I honestly don't know if any of my guests brought something into my home,
Sure,
but the
you
vet
don't.
seems skeptical of my confusion. They're keeping him for monitoring and fluids, but I felt judged the entire time. Are they required to report this to authorities? Could something else cause these symptoms? And how do I make sure this never happens again when I don't even know how it happened in the first place? Signed, Paranoid in Portland.
Portland is a perfect place for that.
Well, boy, of all the things I'm not going to judge people for, that's
No,
no
for sure.
judgment from me.
No. But, one of the thing that struck me there was I thought he was dying, right? People don't
Yeah.
know, right?
It's
Like,
frightening.
oh,
Yeah.
it's terrifying,
No.
especially when you don't know. So if you are ever not sure, it is worth your peace of mind to go to the emergency clinic and spend that few $100s to know that everything's okay. And Scott, you did a lot more emergency work than I did, so you probably saw a lot more marijuana toxicity. Probably also in Portland.
Yes, it was. I wonder if that's someone I encountered in the past. There is an interesting phenomenon that happens with marijuana toxicity. And this, I don't know if it's a carryover from when it was actually illegal. I can tell you, at least for marijuana, it's not was it a controlled substance?
Yeah, it was some weird, like, had no medical use whatsoever. It was like ranked up there with like heroin and stuff. It was if federally at
Yeah,
least.
but unfairly. And I know those
Agreed.
laws, they're trying
Agreed.
to change them, or they may be
Yeah.
changing.
Yeah.
But there is this interesting phenomenon where people who bring dogs in that are stoned out of their mind, and it's a pretty, the tremor that they have is very unique to marijuana toxicity, the dribbling urine, I mean, they literally look stoned. Once you've
Yeah.
seen one stoned dog,
Yep.
it's a very easy presumptive diagnosis. The other question, could other things cause those symptoms? Yes, but in that unique situation, it's very unlikely. And if you tell me adamantly there is no pot in my house, there's absolutely no way that this dog could have gotten exposed to marijuana, then I want to know, this is likely a toxin, right? With those signs, toxin goes high to the top of the list. So then I'm going to want to spend your money to do a complete blood count and to see how the liver and the kidneys and all those other organs are functioning. And if it is another toxin, is it affected by this? I would have people who adamantly said, like, stop even mentioning it. It's not marijuana. And we have a test we can do that confirms it.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I went back and I didn't charge them. We had a
Right.
whole bag of these
Oh,
kits, but I took the urine, it's dribbling urine all over, put it into the kit, and boom, strong positive.
yeah.
And then I'd go back in the room and say, you know, this dog is marijuana positive. If you think there's something else going on, we can hospitalize them, start fluids, do other, and then invariably it's like, oh, well, it could have been my kid, or
The
they
neighbor.
must have got it under the bush from those homeless people at the park.
Sure.
And it's like, I just don't understand. I will tell people it's legal. I
Yeah.
literally,
Yeah.
there is no judgment here.
Also, you're wearing a
It's in my
serape.
home.
You know, you came in and you
Yeah,
smell like
exactly.
Colorado and Coachella had a baby. You're wearing socks and
Yeah.
sandals. I'm pretty sure
That
that's what
reminds
it
me of
is.
my
Yeah.
favorite cartoon.
Yeah.
There's a picture of there's people walking by a wall and they smell it and they're like, it's either a skunk or marijuana. And then on the other side of the wall, there's this little skunk smoking a doobie.
Yeah. Yeah,
Love
people
it.
I would always have
But,
people come
but
in and you would see this and I would be like, "Okay, well, if you're sure there's none, I can do this really expensive test, or you can just tell me." And they'll be like, "Wait, wait, 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 wait. Well, maybe there was a friend of mine who might have had some around, maybe." And I'm like, "Okay,
yeah.
yeah, that's easier." But also to be fair, one of our doctors had one of his dogs out on a walk and started acting really weird. They don't have anything like that around the house, and they could not figure out what it was. Turned out the dog had gotten tested positive for methadone. It had picked up something in the park,
Oh,
eaten it, and it was like zonked out. But they had to do the test to figure it out
yeah.
because they didn't have anything in the house. So
Yeah.
that's a time where the test really
Yep.
helped.
Which you do want to go in, because that there is a reversal agent. You can
For
use
sure. Yep.
naloxone
Yep.
to do that. And I
Yeah.
and I also have seen similar situations with methamphetamine, where a dog got into, you know, like a homeless camp or a homeless area
Sure.
that had methamphetamine. And so I have certainly seen dogs where I did not suspect that there was methamphetamine use in that home,
Right.
who still had methamphetamine toxicity. So
Right.
it happens.
Yeah. For sure.
And again, at the end of the day, like, I just want to know what it is. If you
Hmm.
know, and I want to save the dog. Even
Yeah.
with the meth, there was one time when I remember I took over the case through the middle of the night. Another doctor had admitted a meth toxicity, and clearly the owner was a meth addict. And we took care of at our ER in Portland. We took care of a lot of the police dogs, and
Gotcha.
so she asked the cop, "Hey, do we need to report this?" I think she wanted to ask the board too. And we did, we told the cop. He knew the person who owned the dog. Very good dog owner, by the way. In fact, that person paid the veterinary bill as well. But but was an addict. And the cops like, we don't need to we don't need to learn of their dog, getting in contact with it to know that this person,
Right.
is
Right.
a meth addict.
Right.
So
Right. And
so yeah. So
and
I
we
don't know
are
the current rules on that. I'm out of
I think
practice now.
it's probably different in every
It
state.
might be different in every state.
Yeah, even before marijuana was legal, I don't think, I ever reported anybody. The only time I might do that is if they admitted that they had purposefully given it to an animal. And that would be, giving a toxic substance to an animal on purpose is against the law. So don't ever do that.
I agree. I think for the most part, I'm there to help save that animal. And the more information you can provide without all the games, the nice thing about marijuana toxicity, both in animals and in people, is that it's really, really hard to create a fatal overdose of a product like that. You know, it's relatively safe, and I mean there are ways to do like you can do these IV lipids and other things to help remove it from the bloodstream more quickly. But when I think about, I mean, if it wasn't daily, it was definitely multiple times a week in the ER that we saw pot toxicity. Almost always we treated them as an outpatient, and we had different criticalists that believe different things. I think typically we would use like I would use like an anti-nausea medication like Serenia, an injection to help with nausea, and some fluids to help diurese them and kind of move that through. But really, just like if you take too much, it's go home and sleep it off.
The worst I ever saw was a dog that was like pretty much comatose. It came in, it was awake, but it just like slept the whole day. We just kept it on fluids. About 12 hours later, it wakes up and it's like, all right, I feel pretty good. It was fine. But it was 12 hours. It was out for
I've
12
certainly
hours.
kept some in the hospital with fluids
Mm-hmm.
just because
Mm-hmm.
they didn't want it at home. He
Yeah.
couldn't walk, and
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
For sure.
he can sleep it off here if he wants. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
But did we answer all her
I don't,
questions?
let's look at it
Oh,
then.
I don't even know that it's a her. I don't know why I ascribed a gender to paranoid in Portland.
I don't either. What does
Do
that
we
say
know
about
his,
you?
her, or their questions?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't know either.
probably a lot. How can
Um,
I make sure this never happens
oh,
again when I
yep.
don't know how it happened in the first place?
Yeah.
Well, here's an idea. If you don't let any marijuana product into your home, then you're fine.
Yeah.
Next time you have a party, Waffles gets to stay in the back room.
Yep. Yep.
Party guests are the
Absolutely.
worst. Maybe Waffles should go stay with his friend
Grandma,
across the
grandpa,
hall or
friend
down
across
the
the
street.
hall,
Yeah.
be boarded for the weekend, then you don't have to worry about it. And I have a dog who would hate I have a dog that would hate a party. So, if I had a big party, Ben would be in the back room just because that would be a nightmare. Oh, he would it would be a nightmare for him.
Yeah. But, to that end, I mean, a gummy could fall on the floor very easily. And party guests, you remember Kathy, who was on our 100th episode and was
Yeah,
on our Dr.
yeah,
Google episode with Katya.
yeah.
So Kathy had a party once, and her little dog Owen at the time, who's since passed, Owen ate everything and he would always get sick. And we were worried about pancreatitis and,
Yeah.
he'd get diarrhea from eating all the things because guests would feed him. He was a very social dog and he'd be like, "What are you eating there?" And he'd have a piece of salami from the charcuterie tray and, who knows what. So I was at the party. I heard Kathy ask, she made a personal request to every guest, right?
Yeah.
Please, I have one request for this group. Do not feed Owen food, right?
Right.
And I had made these honey roasted, sweet and spicy almonds that I
Ooh,
brought to the party. Everybody
yeah.
brought something,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
At the end of the party, all the guests have gone home. It's Kathy, who's a good friend, and Owen and I sitting in her living room. And Owen kind of backs up and does the right?
Yeah.
And he's going to throw up. He throws up 23 almonds.
Of your almonds.
23 of
Uh-huh.
my almonds, meaning at
Yeah.
least one guest fed him 23 times or
Or
23 guests fed him one almond.
or
And
some
I'll give the
variation thereof.
benefit of the doubt. Maybe a couple of them dropped the almonds on the floor.
Right.
But they were kind of sticky. They didn't
Yeah.
just roll off the little plate. And this is
Yeah.
Marin, so there wasn't even paper plates. It was real
Yeah.
plates.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Oh, of
yeah.
course. Yeah.
But
Fancy.
don't trust your party guests. That's my
Uh,
advice.
that's a good story.
Oh.
Well, Portland, I hope we answered your questions. Um, yeah, I think this was a pretty good start to the answering the questions. Like, like,
Yeah.
like, if you ever really want to know what vets are saying when they're not being totally 100% professional, which we are, by the way. Um,
I was not when we removed it was almost a foot-long dildo, from the dog's stomach, and when I pulled that out in surgery and it kind of flopped over, there was laughter throughout the back of the ER. And I will say, in that brief moment in time, we may not have been the most professional, but,
yes, in front of the
we reeled
client.
it in.
Yep,
Yeah, and
yep,
the reality is, what I felt really good about that night is that, hey, there was a foreign body, I saved the dog, everyone
absolutely.
was fine, and now I have a story to tell on top of
Yeah,
it.
and don't feel embarrassed about wanting to have
No,
pleasure in your life.
exactly.
Like,
No, for
for
sure.
sure. We're not fr we are definitely from the Midwest, if that seems embarrassing to us.
It's not
Uh,
to me anymore, but it would have
it
been at
isn't.
18 or
Oh,
as a new
yeah.
grad, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, for sure. I would
yeah.
that would have been a difficult I wonder if they do that in those classes where they have, actors
Yeah,
come in,
actors come and yeah.
pretend to like, that's you pulled
Oh,
my
boy.
dildo." Oh, that would
I
be
mean, I live less than 2 miles from UC Davis. If they could bring me in as an
oh,
actor to play some of my ER clients over the years,
oh, that would be great.
I would receive so much joy from that.
It would because it's unbelievable what you will hear. So, if you are out there and you think you have the most mortifying, worst thing you've ever said to a vet, we've heard worse. Do not
Yeah,
worry about it. We're here to help the pet.
yeah. Unless it really is like, if you've heard these stories and you think, "I can top that," please
Yeah.
send in your your letter.
Definitely
We could
do.
read it
We
on
want to hear
air.
that. Yeah.
Yes, we wanna
Absolutely.
hear these things.
We will not name you, but please definitely let us know if there's something that can top that. Oh
Please.
yeah, hold my beer. Hold my foreign body.
Hold my beer. I gotta send the Vets Unleashed a story they're not gonna believe.
All right. Well, I think that was an amazing episode, Scott. I think this is I like this format. I'm liking this season, trying to find out what people are really asking us.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to more viewer. I guess you don't say viewer anymore. Listener mail.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll be back with another episode and more viewer and listener mail at our next episode. Cheers, everybody. Check out that foreign body.
Cheers. That looks like a raspberry. It'll
It
probably
is.
pass. Let don't let me know if it passes.
All
Only
right.
let me know if it doesn't.
Thanks for joining us for drinks and a conversation about veterinary medicine and our beloved animals. The Vets Unleashed podcast is wholly owned by the Vets Unleashed LLC with excellent production by Earweevil Audio. For more information about us, head over to thevetsunleashed.com. And as always, don't take advice from people who've been drinking.